Hey people. Put on that oil. What's up, guys? My name's Nicole. This is my YouTube channel, and if you are here, welcome to the festivities. I just got off work, and this morning when I woke up, I was really behind, so I just ran to work. Got done, and now I'm putting a little bit of lotion, moisturizer on my face, some oil, and I thought I'd come over here and say, hey, how's everybody going today? Hey, classy bitch. What's up, girl? How's your day going? Whew, I'm tired. Today was a good day. I didn't have to stay too long because I had to work out about 10 boxes of shipment. Where's your mom at? So I was at work and I was thinking, because I used to work in this Kroger store that I was at today. And like I used to work there when I was in my addiction, right? Thanks, girl. Nate has one too, so we have to be twins, my little boy. So I was at this Kroger that I used to work at when I was in my addiction. And so when I go in there, I always have like these flashbacks of like shit that I did when I was in my addiction, like just story times and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go home and tell everybody a story time. Happy birthday, girl. I'm so proud of you. 8 months sober. How do you feel? At 8 months sober, how do you feel, girl? You know what, classy bitch? If you haven't already started doing some kind of like 12 steps or celebrate recovery, can I like encourage you to start something like that? Are you going to therapy? And the reason I say that is because, girl, 8 months is amazing. I'm so proud of you. That's a huge accomplishment. But like now that you're past the first 6 months, what happens now, it's like you start falling into this, like, I don't know how to say it, like everything is just kind of like, ugh. Like, is this really what my life is going to be like? I'm going to be sober, you know? Hey. And sometimes it can get discouraging. So what I found helped me was getting involved, and I started working the Celebrate Recovery 12 steps with my sponsor. And going through those 12 steps really helped me. Aw, that's what's up. Thanks, man. I didn't want to like, okay, so when I first got sober, my doctor at the Suboxone doctor was like, listen, you know, if you want to be successful, I want you to, I go to intense therapy every month, but I don't go to meetings due to my social anxiety. I have severe agoraphobia. Well, okay, that's okay. But, so here's the deal. I want to start reaching out to other sober women like me and like the other girls that come to the live streams, okay? Because the more people that you have in your support network, now that you're 8 months sober, that way, if you start struggling or you have some bright idea or you have a bad day, you can text me or one of the other women. So the more people that you have in your arsenal of support, the more successful you're going to be. So I'm so proud of you for your 8 months. That's amazing. But I want you to take your recovery a step farther. I want you to try. I know you have social anxiety, and I'm not asking you to leave your house, okay? But I want you to start reaching out to some girls, okay? Yeah, like you did like you've been texting me on Instagram. Now the next step from texting is to call me, okay? And so we can talk and we can get to know each other, because it doesn't matter if you're, far away. You can call me anytime and we can talk anytime. And that way you have that support. It's so important. So important. It's really hard to pick up the phone when we're struggling. Okay, say for instance, okay, you're at work, all right, or a friend comes over that you used to use with and they have pills. Right there in that moment, when you know they have the pills, hey, dry mouth, right when you know they have the pills or the meth or the cocaine, whatever your drug of choice is, say one of your old friends shows up at your house. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit and hang out with them? Or are you going to call hey man, I can't have company and have them leave. These are the things that will happen to you guys. In your recovery, it's right when things start going good. Okay, good girl. It's right when things start going good and life starts kind of gaining momentum. It's almost like the devil will try to trip us up. Our addiction will creep in and start saying stuff like, oh, just one last time, or always some Jordan, if you guys can connect with a couple people who are also in recovery that you can call, any time of the day or night that you trust, then that's a really good defense to have, when we're in recovery, we have to constantly be protecting ourselves from, our addiction, because our addiction, you guys, our addiction is inside of us doing push-ups. That's what they say when you're in treatment. They'll tell you your addiction is inside of you doing push-ups and waiting for you to have a weak moment so it can bounce on you, Good job. And that's what you have to do, we have to separate ourselves from all those old people, places, and things and really start focusing on building new relationships, healthy relationships with people who are sober, And I'm proud of you guys. I'm hella proud of you guys for, making the choice to start a new life, just saying, hey, today's it. I'm gonna get sober, because it's a big decision, you guys. It's a big decision. But once you get to that point where you're it's called desperation. And it's I know I got to that point where I was desperate, you guys. I hated my life. I was so sick all the time. I was depressed. It wasn't fun anymore. Getting high wasn't fun. It was torture. It was torture, because I knew in my heart that I was doing things I shouldn't be doing. I knew in my heart that I deserved a better life. And I also had a young child who was depending on me. And I knew in my heart that I wasn't being a good mom, and that's really hard. When you have an addiction and you have small children, a lot of the times we'll say stuff like, oh, they don't even know. They know. They know when you're not present. They know when you're not around. Congratulations, Jordan. I'm so proud of you. Jordan got a job, you guys. Did you hear what Charlie did to Lauren Clean Bodies yesterday? No, I didn't. It's time to stop when you're using when you don't even want to. That's right. And that's when we lose that power of choice, dry mouth. That's exactly what they say. They say you cross an imaginary line when, it used to be a luxury. It used to be something we do to celebrate, get high, But what happens is we cross an imaginary line where it's no longer a fun thing. It's something we have to do. We have to do it to maintain, to be okay with ourselves. And that sucks. And we don't even want to do it, Yeah. Yeah. It's because it's like you're doing it because you got to live. It's like the only way. It's like the only way we know how to live, And so that's why it's so important, you guys, for us to build this support system that we got here. Now look at all you guys. Look at everybody getting to know each other in the comments. And that you guys could come here anytime. You can get on any of my videos, and comment and say, hey, Nicole, go live. I need to talk. Or message me and say, hey, let's do a live stream, And I know you guys are like me. Like I check my messages and right, when you feel cravings, you come here. That's good, Jason, because we're each other's support system, And that's what we're doing. We're all staying sober together. But that's what I had to do whenever I was first getting sober. Like I was in a meeting at least 3 times a week when I first started out, right? Now, the longer that I've stayed in recovery, I cut back a lot. But I'm going to tell you right now, like, I know that I can't be complacent in my program. I know that I have to live recovery every day, whether that be coming on here and talking to you guys, working with other alcoholics and addicts, doing homework, just doing my meditation, reading about the disease of addiction. I just do so many things that are part of my program that help me stay connected, help me keep the fact that I'm an addict and I cannot use drugs in the front of my mind. Because what will happen, you guys, like I was telling you yesterday, a lot of the times, the reason we go back out is because we forget how bad it was before we got sober. We forget all those things that we did that we were ashamed of, Oh, I'm so glad that you're here, my Benzo Hill. George, I'm so glad you're here, man. You got support here, man. You ain't ever got to worry about that. And that's the thing. When we're going through withdrawal and we're trying to come off shit, it's good to keep our minds busy. And that's what you're doing. Jordan says, I'm nervous to start working because I'm scared I won't be able to get to my CR meetings on Thursdays. Well, Jordan, that's why you need to sit down and talk with your boss and tell him, say, hey, Thursdays are a really important day for me. Is there any way I can cut out early so I can make it to my CR meetings? Be honest, girl. I'm telling you, that will be the best thing that you ever did, was to let your boss know, hey, can I go to my meetings at CR? I really need it to stay on track. So the temptations are freaking close. That's why the support helps me remember why I'm doing all this. I straight up think I have PTSD from being on meth for a while. Everybody was stealing everything I had on me, and the hallucinations. Yeah, and you know what? Those hallucinations when you're up for a long time, believe me, I know all about that. That's scary. And George, you might catch me. I do have some bad days. Don't get it twisted, you guys. I do have some bad days where I'm just like crying and depressed, but I'm telling you now, I know how great. I get out of it real quick because you know why? I have so much to be thankful and grateful for. And when I'm in a pity party and I'm like, oh, poor me, that doesn't help me, When I'm feeling bad for myself for the bad decisions I made, what good is that going to do? Is that going to help me get out of the situation? Hell no. So I come over here and I talk about it with you guys. I have been really, really down on myself about my weight lately. Hey, Christy. And I talk to you guys about it all the time. And I've been really making a conscious effort to eat healthier and not eat as much and watch my weight, you know? And I hope that I can get to a place where I feel better about myself, you know? But you guys help me with that, you know? Y'all help me stay on track. Oh, I won't believe that. Girl, starve myself? Don't worry, honey. That won't ever happen. That's right, Jason. We do encourage each other. And the thing about it is, okay, so I don't... Thank you. And listen to this. That is so true. After 6 o'clock in the evening, I don't move around a lot. I'm not metabolizing anything. So it helps a lot to not eat after that. Thank you for that. I'm going to actually, and you know what? That's one of my biggest downfalls is getting up and eating in the middle of the night, like snacking. And I will just be in there munching and munching on some sweets, donuts, candies, cakes, ho-hos, wham-whams, zuzus. So what I've been doing is just not buying that stuff because it's so tempting for me, you know? I want to go in there and munch on all the munchies. Today, I had sushi for lunch because I was at work. And today was a $5 sushi day. So that's really that's not fattening. And you know what that is, Christy? Because alcohol and opioid addiction, it's like we're sugar addicts also. Beautiful teachers, just don't eat after 6 for a few months. It sucks, but it works. Thank you. I'm going to try that. My cravings through my cold turkey at the moment got me eating up the whole fridge at night. Yeah, he does, Jason. He has a channel. I met him on Reddit. I met a lot of you guys on Reddit that are in here today. Hey, Dry Mouth. So, will you tell everybody about your addiction? Because Dry Mouth is a speed addict, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, if I ever trigger you, let me know. Because I talk about my old methamphetamine use because some of the stuff I did when I was in my addiction on meth is so hilarious that I can't help but tell y'all the stories. But I don't ever want to make you feel uncomfortable, you know? But one of my first addiction was to, you know, stimulants because I could take them like diet pills back in the day, and I could lose weight and it made me feel good because I've always liked to eat, you know, and I've always struggled with my weight. So from a young age, I started, you know, doing stimulants. When I was like 16, my doctor prescribed me Phentermine, and it's like a diet pill. And I took that for a while, and it made me lose a bunch of weight. But you know what? I don't even know why he prescribed it to me back then, because I wasn't really overweight. I'm sure I went in there and talked him into it. You know how that is. Well, good for you. Can't really don't crack 5 days without sleep. Yeah, that's kind of when you're on stimulants. It's just like you don't eat, you don't sleep. You start seeing things that aren't there. I would always binge eat after I come down from speed. So I actually gained weight doing Vyvanse, believe it or not. So what was your doctor prescribing you Vyvanse for? For ADD? Girl, I love my food too. I'm making my Southwest casserole tonight. Oh, yeah. Because it's like when you're coming down from, when you're coming down from speed, whether it be pills or meth or whatever kind of cocaine, any kind of stimulant, it's like, it's more of a psychological thing. It's like really hard on your brain. Like, I know that when I would come down from being up, because I would stay up for a week at a time, like days, you guys, days. And I would be just, oh gosh, it was really bad. Hey, Goat Springsteen, what's up? Welcome to the family. It was just a hard situation. I'm just glad I'm glad to not be on dope no more, you know? Now, I know that, you know, I'm on a maintenance medication for opiate addiction, but you guys, when I tell you, like, shit, I'm doing good, because y'all, when I was in my addiction, I was on so much shit that I feel just so free, you know, now, even though I'm on maintenance. It's still a lot better than what I started out, you know. And I really, you know, eventually when I get tapered off of this, I cannot wait to share with you guys what it's like after I get through that hurdle, you know. 4 days, it's insanity. I started dreaming while being awake. I don't know how to describe it, but I felt like I was losing my mind, and I kind of like, I liked it. We are having a good day. Yes, dry mouth. So let me tell you a story, okay, about me. And a lot of my other viewers would have heard it, but I'm going to tell it special because you're here right now, and I know that you probably can relate. So one day I had been up, you guys. First of all, let me set the tone for y'all. I had just gotten kicked out of the halfway house. I was living with one of my sponsors, a lady that was taking me through the steps. And we lived in Southwest, which is the hood. I'm talking about the hood. So every night and I was working at a grocery store. So every night when I would get off work, I would, instead of going straight home to her house, I would drive into the hood and go over to my friend's house. And they stayed in this trailer park, right? And it was 2 gay guys and this guy named Gerald. And I would go over there and we would all hang out in the man cave. And the man cave was this room in the very back of the trailer with a TV and a bunch of couches in there. And it was just where all of us would gather up and shoot Roxy's. Well, I had been on a methamphetamine binge for like a week over at my friend Tara's house. So when I got off work that night, I had been at work tweaking all day. And then I came home. Actually, at work, they had me cleaning the damn fryer where all the chickens were at that we would fry chicken in. They had me in there cleaning it. I dumped all the grease out of it, and I was inside of it cleaning it like a little crackhead. Crazy. So I got off work, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, so I drove to my friend's house, the 2 gay guys and the black guy, and we were all hanging out in the back room, right? Getting high. You know, smoking pot and shooting Roxy's. Well, I was sitting on this recliner, right? And I had probably been up for 7 or 8 days without any sleep at all. And once I get past like the 4th day of being awake, I start literally hallucinating and talking to the hallucinations and walking around and just all kinds of stuff. Hey, Sandra. Well, we were sitting there. We're all chilling. Everybody else is okay. Nobody else has been up for days like I have. And I'm sitting in this recliner, you guys. And just like you just said, dry mouth, the hallucinations started to where I was like asking everyone in the room if they were seeing it. So this is what I saw. Y'all are going to die. I would see, this is so true, and I'm not even lying to you. Cy from Duck Dynasty with his long beard, okay, was here. I'm on the recliner and I'm looking down and there's a vent right there, like an air conditioned vent in the ground. He is looking through that vent with his little beard, okay? And I'm on this recliner and he is about to catapult that recliner whoop, up into the sky, and I'm going to fly in the air. Like I'm waiting for Cy to come out from this vent and go boop and throw me through the air. And I was like, what? literally swore to God, you guys, that Cy was there. I was asking everybody, do you see him? Do you see him? Do you see him? They were all like, Nicole, there's no one there. And that's when, like, my friends that I had hung around long enough, they all knew that when I started getting like that, there was no saving me. There was nothing you could do, you guys. Like, you had to just ignore me because I really thought that that Cy was there. So my friend Gerald was getting hella annoyed with me. Like, he was getting annoyed. So instead of like just leaving me be and letting me like pass out, he gives me a Seroquel, which is, you know, a medication that's supposed to put you to sleep. And I took that Seroquel and I went and lay down in the bed with the two gay guys to go to sleep. Well, you know what happened? It made me even loopier. I got out of the bed and I had a boxers on and a t-shirt. And I went walking down the road. Walking down the road, you guys. That night, the police found me. A little lady called them because I was on her front porch sweeping it because I was hallucinating and seeing weed, marijuana buds all over her porch. So I'm sweeping her porch. The cops came, the ambulance came, and they loaded me up in the ambulance. And I was hallucinating so hard, I can still remember it. The ambulance driver was trying to shoot me with cocaine. Swear to God, I was screaming the whole way to the ER. When we finally got to the ER, you guys, they put me in there and they gave me some shots of Halidol, like I was telling you guys. And this is when I went into a 7-day coma. My kidneys started shutting down, my everything. And I almost died. So, yeah. But the hallucinations while I was in the ER, and that medicine was trying to kick in to put me to sleep. So I was like in between realities. I was like halfway asleep and halfway awake. Y'all, I was seeing all kinds of stuff on every wall. Hey, Avalon. I was seeing like toads. You know those like frogs that you can lick their backs and you can trip from them? Those were all over the wall. All over the wall in the ER room. Yes, that's what happens. And it was just like, I don't know how I'm able to be here today and talk to you guys, because it was like my brain was turning to mush. Yes, all these little frogs, like those little pretty ones with like the really pretty colors and on their backs, and you can like, yeah, and they're gonna get you high. So I saw all those everywhere. And then outside of the door was my boss from Kroger, and he was smoking crack and blowing clouds of crack smoke underneath the door of the ER room. I swear to God, you guys, and I'm screaming the whole time in the emergency room until I finally just passed out from, I guess, exhaustion, and I was in a coma for 7 days. It was really just like, I don't really remember like being in the coma. But I know that my mom and my dad were so scared, and they came to be with me. And when I finally woke up, my mom was like, do you know how long you've been here? And I was like, no. And she's like, you've been here for 7 days. And she just cried, you guys. And even that was in 2012. Even after that, it took me 3 more years to get sober. So even after that bad experience and almost dying, I still didn't get sober. You know, it was just, when I'm telling you that we all have to go through what we have to go through to get to a point where we're ready to change, you know, and it really is all in your mind, and how, like, you guys can do, if you're struggling and you're trying to get sober or you're going through some shit right now, it really is so important for you to start getting positive, start changing your perspective and thinking positively and talking about how you feel and reaching out to other people for help and building yourself up. Because when we're in our active addiction, you guys, we're not building ourselves up. We're not, you know, talking to ourselves and telling ourselves we love ourselves. We're not treating ourselves well. we're killing ourselves. So we have horrible self-esteem and horrible self-worth, you know? I remember on Meth Binge years ago, the meth behind, but still subscribe to him. Hey, whatever you got to do, I'm glad you found him. I have ever experienced sleep paralysis, the hallucinations when you're awake for days. You know, I've never had sleep paralysis. That scares the shit out of me. I've heard some crazy stuff about that. You know, hey, Randy. But when we're trying to get sober, and even when we are sober, like now it's so important for me to like practice daily affirmations and building myself up and telling myself like, Nicole, you can do this. You're worthy of recovery. You deserve a second chance. Like you deserve this life. You deserve sobriety. And that's what each one of you guys has to tell yourself. You got to get up, look in the mirror and say like, I deserve this. I deserve this life. I deserve sobriety. I deserve recovery. I don't have to live like that anymore. I don't have to kill myself, you know? Because when we're out there in our addiction, we're just killing ourselves slowly. We're slowly committing suicide, you know? And all of our friends and loved ones have to stand back and watch as we slowly die. And it's just horrible, you know? I know some of us, you know, when it all first started out, we all had a great time. I mean, a lot of us did. I don't know if you guys did, but I know that when I first started using, it was all fun and games, right? It was just, you know, we were just kicking it. But it's like when you change over from just kicking it into addiction, it's not fun anymore. It's not cool, you know? It takes everything from you. In my addiction, I lost everything. And that's scary, Avalon. So now that you're going through that with your kids, do you think about how your parents or how you made your family feel? And do you feel a little shame and guilt about that? Like thinking how we put our families through all that heartache, you know? Hell yeah, bro. Yes, I am. Hey, Leah. We put our families through so much just heartache and torture. Now let me tell you guys about this. So today while I was at work, I met a guy while I was at work, and he's an older man, 57. And we were just talking because he was telling me he used to work for the company I work for. And we were just talking. And then, I don't know what it was, you guys, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell him that I'm in recovery. So I told him, yeah, I've been sober for this long. And I told him that I used to be an opiate addict, that I was an opiate addict and methamphetamine addict, and that this is how long I've been sober. And you guys, when I told him that, he opened up to me and told me all this stuff about his family. So his wife actually has lupus and is very sick. So she gets a bunch of prescriptions for pain medications, right? But her brother is an addict. And he broke into their house and stole her pills, and he stole this guy's identity. I mean, he was just telling me, yes, all these stories about this guy, her brother, his wife's brother. And I told him, I said, I'm so sorry that you're going through that, because I know how difficult it is when we have someone in the family who's sick with addiction. And he was mad. He was like, he doesn't want to get better. He doesn't want to recover. He just wants to, use and kill his family. And I think that's what a lot of people, like, I'm sure that, he is in his addiction being an asshole. But what people think, a lot of people have a misconception that we just want to do this. We just want to kill ourselves, and we just want to make our families not happy and disappoint everyone. And I told him, I said, he's sick and he might be doing these horrible things, but I'm sure that, he doesn't, like, I don't know. Some people make it a career. I realize that. Some people become career addicts and they never want to get sober. They never want to make a change. And that makes me sad because I see people who struggle every single day with the disease of addiction and who want to change their life and who want to get sober. And when there's that, the one who doesn't want to get sober and you can't get them to even seek any kind of help, it's heartbreaking, and that's kind of how he described his brother-in-law, was that he just didn't want help. He didn't want to change his life. He didn't want to get sober. And he said that the mother is just like enabling him and will not, like cut him off. And isn't that just so, it's so typical usually of a mom of a son to like not let them go, not let them hit that rock bottom. I don't know how y'all's families were, but my mom and dad, they cut me off. They did not let me stay with them. They kicked my ass out, you guys, whenever I started getting high. So they kicked me out when I was like 18, and I never moved back in with them. And you know what? It took me 10, 12 years to go through my addiction and finally hit rock bottom and decide to like make a change and reach out for help. But it's just, if you can become willing enough to make changes, then you can recover. And that's what it's all about. If you can become willing, then you can live, you can get better, you can succeed in your recovery. And that's what I made this channel for. So we can all help each other succeed in our recovery, So I just wanted to get on here and chat with you guys while I was doing my makeup. I'm finished now. So here's the deal. We're going to come back here tonight, you guys. Thank you. We're going to come back here at 6 p.m. Let's do 6 p.m. because I feel like that's a good time for everybody. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? Come back here and we'll do good, Leah. That's right. And that's the thing, you guys. Let's get our minds right. Let's all get into that positive, what we're going to do today. Let's set our goals and follow through with them. So today, if your goal is to stay sober, not pick up, then let's make it. Let's follow through with that. If your goal today is to call one person in recovery and build your support system, follow through with that shit. Get on the phone, call somebody, talk to somebody, build your relationships. The opposite of addiction is connection. Connect with people that are sober. Talk to other people who have been through the same shit that you've been through, okay? Good job. I'm proud of you, man. You can stop by here anytime. Congratulations, you guys. Avalon's got 4 years sober today. And that's the thing. That's what we got to do. Like today, I'm making a decision. Today, I'm making the choice to not get high today. And that's what we're going to do. I'm not using today. I'm staying on track today. And I want each and every one of you guys to know that I'm here for you. And anytime you need me, you can message me and I will help you with whatever I can, But come back here, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll do a live stream. Do any of you guys have a topic that you want to talk about tonight? Do any of you guys have any questions for me? Any things that you want me to answer? Because if you do, let me know and we'll do that. We'll do that tonight on a live stream. If you don't have any like specific things that you want to talk about, I'm trying to think of what we could talk about that would be a good topic for everyone. Because we're all in different stages. Like some of us are, early in our recovery. Some of us are, okay. We can talk about relapse prevention. Okay. That's a good one. And that's always something I feel like that helps a lot during this time of the year, because this time of year is a stressful time of year, So sure, that sounds like a good topic. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to get, and so what I'm going to do now while I'm at home waiting, because I'm going to go pick Nate up from school in a minute, I'm going to get on my computer and I'm going to print out some stuff about relapse prevention. I'm going to get all kinds of stuff. And then I'm going to tell you guys my experience. Okay. So I'm always going to come at you guys with my experience, but I'm also going to do like some research and get some stuff out of the book and all that kind of stuff. Okay. You like story time? I know. And you know what? After we do our meeting tonight, I might wrap it up with a story time too. So since we're going to be talking about relapse prevention tonight, I will tell you guys about one of my many relapses tonight at the end of the meeting. Okay? Because, I'm not sure. Yeah! So, and listen to me. When I tell you guys, like, I used to relapse probably, you could just call, like, if they could give a title to Queen of Relapse, it could be me. Because I was the queen of it. So, we'll talk about relapse prevention tonight, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, you guys, okay? Be here. And then after the meeting, so we'll do like a 30, 40-minute meeting, and then we'll wrap it up with a story time, okay? Sandra, do you have Instagram? Yes, I like your name. I'm cool. I'm cool. And you know what? It was just, I had to go through all that shit to be where I'm at today. You know what I mean? And you guys will find that too when you find when you get to this point where you're like, you know what? I don't want to fucking live like that anymore. I can't keep up. I'm old. I got to slow down. But it was just like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I don't got it in me anymore. You know, I don't want to live like that anymore. So I love you guys. This is an awesome stream. Okay, Sandra, you can email me. Email me right now. I'm going to go check my emails. And any of you guys, if you want to email me and just talk to me separately away from here, you know, you can email me anytime. My email is in the description box, okay? Too old for this shit. Yes. I mean, it's like, it's hard. It's hard on our bodies, you guys. And after we get sober, we have so many health problems that we have to deal with because we neglected our bodies. You know, we totally, thank you, classy bitch. We totally just like, ugh. And this was a great stream, you guys. Thank you so much. Because you guys are participating and like talking with each other, that's what makes the stream fire. When y'all start like getting into it and talking to each other and talking to me and I'm reading comments and you guys are getting to know each other, this is what it's all about, connecting with each other. And I'm so happy that we got this. Like, I'm fucking stoked, you guys. I'm so fucking excited. So I'll see you tonight at 6 p.m. I'm going to get off here because I'm going to start crying. All right, bye.